Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk about all of the crafty goodness that I've been up to over the past couple weeks. Today is September 7th, 2021, and I'm going to be talking about knitting and cross stitch. All the fun things. I'll get into why I am combining videos again in a moment or two. But before I do that, I want to jump on in and just tell you where you can find me on the internet. I do have a website, which is birchandlilyfiber.com. As well, you can find me on Instagram, Ravelry. No, sorry. Instagram is different than Ravelry and Lovecrafts. You can find me on Instagram at birch.and.lily, and then Ravelry and Lovecrafts are Birch and Lily. They will all be linked down below. So yeah, like I said, I am doing a knitting and cross stitch video. This episode, I'm combining it, and that is what I am planning to do for the foreseeable future. I don't know about you, but I am feeling burnt out and a little discouraged, and I don't know what it is about the past couple, like the past month or the past couple weeks. I just haven't had a lot of knitting mojo, crafting mojo, doing anything mojo. I think a lot of what's going on right now is kind of getting to me again, and I haven't felt great. And it feels weird to say that on camera, but that was how I'm feeling, and so I think it is for the best for you guys, content-wise, and for me to switch back to uploading bi-weekly videos. I just don't feel like I have enough content to be able to do weekly videos anymore. So with that being said, bi-weekly videos. Still, obviously this video is a little bit out of the norm, which I did talk about on my Instagram stories, but still Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern time. But I will now only be uploading bi-weekly. That being said, I have a yarn business now, which I have talked about many times. So if I do have a release, I will definitely put a video up, even if it isn't the week I'm supposed to be uploading. Like, there will be the odd video in there that isn't a bi-weekly schedule, but these knitting and cross stitch podcasts / vlog, whatever you want to call them, they will all be up bi-weekly now. So thank you to everyone who took my poll on Instagram just to reassure me that this was okay and that this was a good decision, and that is what I'm going to be doing going forward. And back to the yarn business, Birch and Lily Fiber Co. I will be having a release September 18th, 2021 at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so probably next week. Yeah, this is the 7th. Next week I will have a video uploaded showing you the colorways available in that update. But that's short and easy to film, and I can do that. So anyways, I usually don't ramble this much at the beginning of my videos, so let's just jump on into what I have been working on. The first thing I did want to talk about is my two secret test knits that I'm working on. One is I think I can say this, one is a shawl and one is a pair of slippers, and both of them are secret and I can't show them, but I have worked on those a little bit because they have a deadline, so that's about all I can say about them right now. But anyways, let's jump into projects that I can actually physically show you. So I pulled my pink Fizz out again. I think the reason I put it down last time was because it was time to split for the front and the back, and I really didn't feel like doing that at that point in time, but I have done it now, and I don't know where this bag is from. It's cute, but I don't know who made it. It doesn't have a tag. If you're a bag maker, put tags on your items, please, because I can't remember where I got things. Let's be honest here. I have such a terribly short attention span and memory. I'm like a goldfish. So if you don't put it on there, I'm not gonna know. But I split for the front and the back of my pink Fizz sweater, and here we are. I am holding it up to myself. I'm actually really happy with the size of this. It's going to be decently cozy, baggy, and that is exactly what I wanted. For this, I've changed my needle sizes a little bit. I used the called for ribbing needle, which is a 3.5 millimeter. I think that's a US 4. And then for the body, I only went up to a 3.75 millimeter, which is a US 5. I just liked the way the fabric came out with that, so that is what I did. And I am knitting a size medium. Normally I would go for a size small, but I wanted to ensure that this was going to be extra cozy and extra baggy, so I went with a size medium. Yarn, let's see, oh, I guess I could show you this first. So that's where I was last episode, where that little progress keeper is, Miss Princess Leia. That's from Random Fandom Bags. She does updates occasionally with different themed progress keepers, so I'm not sure if this one's in her shop anymore. I guess, let's see. There you go. Very cute. So I'm not sure if this one's available in her shop anymore at the moment, but she always has cute stuff available, so definitely recommend checking her out. Anyways, this yarn is from Woolberry Fiber Co. This is a limited edition colorway for the Woolberry Collective, which is like a monthly subscription type thing. This is called Whisper, and I'm holding, if you can see here, both a fingering weight yarn and a Suri alpaca together. So berry sock and berry Suri. I'm holding them double, and that is what I am knitting this up with. It's such a pretty pattern, and I'm so excited that I've split now, because I find the whole project just seems to go way faster, obviously, because I have half the amount of stitches on the needles right now as I did when I did the rest of the body. So it's been going really, really fast, and I am very happy with this. This lace, which finger is over the lace? This one. Goodness. This lace panel is shockingly easy. You definitely can't memorize it, but I believe the pattern has both charted and written instructions for it, and it's simple minus the fact that you can't memorize it. So really, really loving that. And I am actually working, I think this is the first time I've worked lace flat in a project, and it's not that bad, which is making me think that I could totally knit a cardigan, which I've never done before. But I think I could do it, and I kind of want to do it now. I can't decide what cardigan I want to knit, but there is one by Hohi Locatelli that is like crazy, crazy cabled and huge. It's like a long, like knee-length cardigan that I've always loved, but I would have to sit down and do the math and figure out how much yarn it requires, because that might be an expensive project. That might be a Knit Picks yarn project, or a dye your own yarn, Amanda, and figure it out project. I'll have to think about it, but this is the Pink Fizz by Andrea Mowry, and I'm very happy with it. Mine is, I guess, a purple fizz, technically, but oh, I didn't mention, if you haven't seen the Pink Fizz before, it is worked with a split hem. So you actually cast on the back hem and the front hem separately, and then connect them together to work in the round for the rest of the sweater. It's really cool. And so then the back of the sweater is a little bit longer than the front, and it looks really, really cute when it's on. So I've knit a couple sweaters now with split hems, and they're really fun. So if that is making you nervous, or that's something you're scared to do, I would recommend giving it a try. It's really not that hard. There is one project in the past couple weeks that I've worked on a ton, and that is the Choose Your Own Motto sampler from Heartstring Samplery. I can show you the front. I have it in this really cute project bag from Made by Mama Joan, and let's see. I'm sure I'll have popped a photo on the side. I'm stitching this up on 40 count Mallow, which is unfortunately stuck in my zipper. There we go. I am stitching this up on 40 count Mallow. I'm using all of the called for threads, the called for overdyed threads, in fact. And I'm stitching this one thread over 2 linen threads. I am so happy with this. This is actually, I'm sure you can tell because it's a repeating pattern the whole way around. This is the edge of it, and then I'll start going down again. I'm pleasantly surprised with how small it turned out on 40 count, and I'm okay with that. I think it'll look really cute in a frame, maybe hung up on the wall. I don't know if I'll hang it up on the wall or put it on like our bookshelf or something. But if you saw the picture that I put up on the screen. It's got a quote saying something along the lines of, "You've never seen me crying and eating tacos at the same time," which I don't think I have. So quite accurate, amusing. I think it fits our house pretty well. Here are all of the pretty colors that are in this project. There's a mix of, let's see, Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colorworks, and Gentle Art. Gentle Art is still, I don't know about you guys, but still so hard to come by lately. Granted, I usually look on 123 Stitch first, but I have realized that 123 Stitch and Fire Poppies, which is another cross stitch website, both seem to have the same pricing for floss, embroidery floss. So I think I'm going to be ordering from Fire Poppies more often because their stock has been way better than 123 Stitch, and their shipping is incredible. Like, I ordered over the long weekend and they've already shipped it out today. So highly recommend checking out Fire Poppies if you haven't, because I think their stock is better, honestly. And their DMC is the same price. Their overdyes are the same price, so I think it's worth it. But yeah, nothing crazy to say about that. No insane mistakes, thank goodness. So I've really been enjoying working on that. I do have 2 pairs of socks that I've been working on over the past couple weeks. This bag here is from Studio in the Green. I am knitting a pair of, oh, this is not the socks I meant to grab. One moment. Oh dear, I am winded. They were in my husband's car. We went out for dinner last weekend, or not last weekend, this past weekend. And I drove home, and they must have got shoved under the passenger seat, and he didn't bring them in when he grabbed everything else. So give me a moment to get my breath. Okay, so these are the Pretty Song Socks by Samplery Design Co. This bag here is from Birch Grove, and I am knitting these up out of some Peepaloo Fields yarn. Unfortunately, let's see if I can get this to stop blowing out. There we go. Unfortunately, she is not dyeing yarn anymore, but this colorway is called Dahlia, and I think it's a 75, no, this is an 80-20. No, it is a 75-25, it's just a 2-ply. You don't see many 2-ply 75-25s very often. But this is what I am using to knit these socks up. And I have converted this pattern into a pair of Shorty socks and barely done anything on them apparently since last time I showed them. But this pattern is written for like a mid-calf length sock. All I do to convert any pattern to a pair of Shorty socks is knit the cuff. Usually, like with this pair of socks, I have only done, I think, 5 rows for the cuff. So I will make the cuff a lot smaller than I typically would. And then I go straight into the heel flap and gusset. And then I will go straight into the heel flap and gusset, and that gives you a pair of Shorty socks. So yeah, I won't spend too much time on these because I literally have done like maybe 2 rows since the last time I showed them. This really cute Progress Keeper here is also from Random Fandom Bags. Little piglet. Yeah, I obviously have not done very much at all, but it's a very pretty pattern, lacy. I'm trying to think, I think it's about an 8-row repeat. I don't have it memorized. To be honest, I don't think I would be able to. It's not super complicated, but there's just enough going on that I don't think I'll be able to memorize it. But what else can I tell you about these? I cast on 64 stitches for them on 2.25 millimeter needles. That is a US one, and that is my typical needle for basically all socks. Why are you blowing out? There we go. I couldn't tell you a time where I've knit a pair of fingering weight socks and I haven't used a 2.25 millimeter needle. So, like I said, 5 rows for the cuff. I did do a 1x1 twisted rib for this cuff, and this is just a slip stitch heel flap and gusset. I cannot recall if the pattern calls for that or not, but very simple, nice and easy. And yeah, I think, as always, if you have questions, you can ask me down in the comments. I will tell you whatever you want to know, or will try to the best of my ability. Another cross stitch project that I pulled out of hibernation. Here we go. This is a Saviour's Praise by Shakespeare's Peddler, and this little bag is from Pretty Southern. She is on Etsy as Pretty Southern and Instagram, I think. I'm using all the called for threads for this project. Very pretty and very affordable because most of this is anchor threads. There's just, I think, 4 weeks dye works in here, so for the amount that there is, it is very reasonably priced. And I am stitching this up on 40 count Beach Brew. I'm stitching this 1 thread over 2 linen threads as well. And here we go. I'm trying to think. So I think that boat on, I don't know which side it'll be for you, probably the left side. No, okay. I'm looking at this on the monitor and still not realizing. Okay, so on your right hand side, my left hand side, under that boat there, the water, I worked on that quite a bit. And I think I did work down on the opposite side of the border, on the left side, a little bit as well. Oh, and the words. I did add some more words to that verse there on the right hand side. Directions. Seriously, why are they so hard when you're filming? Anyways, really enjoying this project. Not tons to say because I really haven't done much. I find, well, obviously it's going to be slower going when there's a lot of color changes, and I find the more I work on the border, the more color changes there are, and the slower it goes. But the border is honestly my favorite part of this whole project, so it's a win-win, or a catch-22. I don't know. It's something. But yeah, if you are interested in doing a sampler type project, but you're scared of the cost, these threads are so cheap that it would be very fun. Granted, you can always do a DMC conversion of a project as well, and there is no shame in that. They still look beautiful, and who cares? One final pair of socks that I have been working on. I cast these on, I don't know when I cast these on. I went to a movie and I wanted a pair of movie knitting socks. So if you are familiar with those, well, first of all, the bag here, where's this from? It's Star Wars themed. It matches the yarn. The striped tangerine. Very cute. And like I said, it matches the yarn because I have some Star Wars themed yarn in here. This yarn is from Mustache Yarn. Is this the one attached? Of course I grabbed the one attached to the sock, not the other one. The way Mustache Yarn comes, oh no, maybe I didn't grab, I don't know, goodness. Oh dear, there we go. It's a mess. That's on me, not the yarn dyer. Oh my word. There we go. So the way that Mustache Yarns come dyed are 2 perfectly matching individual 50-gram skeins. So I have wound each of those up into balls, and this is self-striping yarn. And the colorway is called Lando. It is part of her Star Wars collection. So that's why it matches the bag. And I do knit my husband a pair of socks every year for Christmas. He gets 1 pair because he has huge feet. He has size 12 feet, so yeah. 1 pair a year. So this is his pair for this year, the Lando colorway, and that's about how much I got done in the movie, which is shocking to me because usually I knit a lot in a movie, but this movie was very interesting. We went and saw Free Guy. It's got Ryan Reynolds in it, but it definitely kept my attention, and obviously I didn't knit as much as I normally would have, but the striping pattern is really cool. I am enjoying these a lot. And yeah, I'll probably be working on these tonight while I edit this video. So, but I should grab them a Progress Keeper and a Star Wars themed one at that. There we go. We have not a baby Yoda, just a Yoda. I guess he's so tiny you could call him Baby Yoda if you really wanted to. But these socks have a Progress Keeper for once, so that's good, right? Progress. Did I say those were on 2.25 millimeter needles? They are. 64 stitches. What did I do? I don't think I said anything about these. I did a 2x2 rib for the cuff. That is usually my go-to, my preference. I find it gives the neatest looking and stretchiest cuff, at least for my knitting. And yeah, now I'm just going to knit straight stockinette until I hit where I want to put the heel in. I think I will do a heel flap and gusset, so I'll have to pick a contrasting yarn for that because I like to keep my stripe pattern in order, and if I put in a heel flap and gusset, it ruins the striping pattern. So I will pick some sort of contrasting yarn at some point for that, but these are my no thank you knitting. So I do have one final cross stitch project. I just worked on this for maybe an hour or two one night. This is another Pretty Southern project bag, and this is called My Early Days from Plum Street Samplers. I am again using all of the call for threads. There's a lot of DMC with this project as well, which I appreciate a lot. I do find that Paulette Stewart of Plum Street Samplers, designer of Plum Street Samplers, I guess, if you didn't know that, whatever. She is really good at using DMC if the color isn't used a lot in the piece. So I'm stitching this up on 40 count, what are you called, stone gray? And I am stitching this one thread over 2 linen threads. And I think what I added since the last time I've shown this is the new green color at the bottom of the border. I'm crossing my fingers that this border matches up, because this was one of the projects that I worked on during the time that I was making many, many mistakes on all my cross-stitch projects, and I think I had to rip out like 2 or 3 of them. So this is the last one that hasn't been touched just yet, and I'm crossing my fingers that it won't have to be, because that's a lot of border. So pretty project. I really should work on this next so that I can make sure the border matches up, and then I can start working on some sheep, because if you saw the picture on the side of the page, there's sheep in it, and I love sheep. So any project that has sheep in it is usually something that I will go digging around and find stuff to make. I'm not sure if that's how I wanted to say it, but that's how I said it. If it has sheep, I want to make it. That's what I meant to say. Anyways, I also wanted to show you a really pretty pattern that I think I want to cast on, and I'm hoping will help fix my knitting crafting mojo. This pattern was a mystery knit along. I had purchased the pattern when it was a mystery knit along, but I never cast it on. Why, I don't know. But it's called Brioche and Mystery from Suzanne Summer. I will pop a picture on the screen, I'm sure. But it's got brioche, and I haven't knit brioche in a really long time, but I find it really relaxing, even though it's more complicated. Something about it is so relaxing. So I kind of want to cast on a brioche project, and this one's really pretty. I could go stash diving in my, I'm looking in front of me because my camera is always propped up on my cabinet that has all my Woolberry Fiboco yarn in it, and I have a whole bunch of pretty single skeins from different clubs and stuff that I would love to go digging through and see if I can put something together for the shawl. It uses 4 colors of yarn and only a skein of each, so I really think it would be a fun stash dive sort of project. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about it, honestly. The other thing that I really want to do, and actually I think I have it here with me, I did cast on, I think in like February, a Luminaria shawl that I was using mini skeins from Hooker's Corner, her Anne of Green Gables advent from I don't even know how many years ago. I cast on this pretty shawl, which I really should pull out again and finish. Is that not gorgeous? If I could hold it in the middle of the screen. Maybe I'll bring this downstairs with me too, because the pattern is really, really easy to remember. And it's all mosaic knitting, so while it looks like color work, it isn't. It's all slip stitches, which just makes it even easier. So maybe I will bring this downstairs with me as well. I have been changing colors, I think every 4 rows in this, so it would keep it relatively interesting, and I think that would maybe pique my interest. The amount of ends I have to weave in on it, oh, this is the back side, but the amount of ends I have to weave in on it are a little overwhelming, but at the same time, Yeah, I'm gonna bring this downstairs. I also need to grab the extra yarn that I have wound up for my pink Fizz sweater because I need some more. I'm about to run out of some skeins, so I need to grab some of that before I go downstairs, but we'll see. Maybe editing this video tonight will help me feel a little bit more crafty and excited about what I'm working on again, and just excited about my channel and my Instagram in general. I feel like I've been lacking on posting both places, but I just haven't felt inspired. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you stuck it out all the way through all of this, you're amazing. Because I know this has probably been like a big jumbled disaster, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed and stuck around over the past couple years that I have been recording. I think I'm coming up on my 3-year anniversary in November at some point, which is crazy. But yeah, I appreciate you all so much, and I wouldn't be where I am right now without you watching. So trying to focus on that more than the fact that I feel stagnant, I guess. Yeah, so I will see you definitely again in 2 weeks, Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I will probably see you again for a fall releases video, just going over what will be available in the shop, what I have been working on yarn dyeing wise. Thankfully oh, that hair is on this side. Thankfully I'm still feeling a little inspired with that, so that's something. And yeah, I'm so excited it's fall. I want to decorate. My husband doesn't want me to, but the trees are starting to turn orange, so I think I might just have to. We'll see. But yeah, thank you again for joining me, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!